Okay, good morning everyone. We are on Lamed Amud Aleph. Sak the Gemara, Tana Rabbanan. Yayin mevushal ve'aluntis shel ovdei kochavim asurin. So the yayin mevushal and the aluntis of an ovdei kochavim is asur. Yayin mevushal is cooked wine, and the aluntis is what we'll see. Aluntis kebrais and muteris. But if they bought the aluntis from a Jew, then it's mutter. Why? Because we're worried that the yayin was poured avodah zara before it became a vushal. We're worried that the yayin was poured avodah zara before they used it as an aluntis. But if they bought the aluntis as is, that's not something that they would pour to avodah zara, and therefore it's muteris. Ve'ezo hi aluntis kidenan gabe Shabbos osin anumlin ve'ein osin aluntis. You can make an anumlin on Shabbos to drink, but you can't make an aluntis. Ve'ezo anumlin ve'elahu ve'ezo hi aluntis. Anumlin is yayin udvash upalpalin. Anumlin, what you drink, is wine and devash, honey and palpalin and pepper. Aluntis is yayin yashan, old wine, umayim tzlulin, clear water, ve'afra samon, balsam oil, ta'avdi lebe masusa, because it's used as a bathhouse. And the reason you can't make it on Shabbos is because it's used as refuah. When you come out of the bathhouse, you'll pour this wine and this water and this balsam oil over you in order to cool you down. But what you see from here, from the beginning of the Gemara, is that ovdei kochavim use regular yayin. They don't use yayin mevushal for avodah zara. But if they have yayin mevushal, which has been in their possession the entire time, it's asur to you, because you have to assume that before they cooked it, they used it for avodah zara. You have to assume that before they made this into this aluntis mixture, they used the yayin for avodah zara. Therefore, you can't get hana from it. If they buy this aluntis mixture from a Jew, then we know that it wasn't poured for avodah zara before it was made into the aluntis mixture, and therefore you can buy this aluntis mixture from an ovdei kochavim if it was bought from a Jew originally. Rabbi Zev Spitz Tavayu. Yayin mazug ein bo mishum giloi. Yayin mevushal ein bo mishum nisach. We're going to talk about giloi and nisach. Giloi means that if you leave it overnight, so then you have to be worried that a snake came and drank from it. That's giloi. And if you say nisach, that's whether they poured it to avodah zara. So if it's diluted wine, you don't have to be worried about it, because snakes, if you weren't certain, don't like diluted wine. Yayin mevushal, we don't know about snakes, but we know that yayin mevushal does not have nisach. And again, as long as you can assume that the non-Jew never poured it to avodah zara, you can use it. Yayin mevushal. What about yayin mevushal? Does it have giloi or not? Yesh bo mishum giloi, ein bo mishum giloi. Tashma hi Rabbi Yaakov bar Idi al yayin mevushal she'ein bo mishum giloi. There's no giloi by yayin mevushal. Snakes don't like mevushal wine. Rabbi Yana bar Yishmael chala, she got sick. All the gabe Rabbi Yishmael ben Zirad v'Rabbanan l'shiyulei be. They came to visit him. Yasvi v'kami ba'elahu. Yayin mevushal yesh bo mishum giloi, ein bo mishum giloi. Amar lahu Rabbi Yishmael ben Zirad hachi amar Rashbal mishum gav rabba umanu Rabbi Chia. Yayin mevushal ein bo mishum giloi. If you leave yayin mevushal, cooked wine, overnight, you don't have to be worried that a snake drank from it, because a snake does not like cooked wine. Amrulei nismo, can we rely on this? Machvilu Rabbi Yana bar Yishmael, he said, Alai v'al tzavari. He pointed to his self and said, the responsibility rests upon me and upon my neck. Nothing to worry about. You can definitely drink uncovered yayin mevushal. Fine. So that's the first thing we see. Yayin mevushal does not have a problem of yayin nesach. It's not. We assume it's not poured to avodah zara, and yayin mevushal is not a problem of giloi. Shmuel v'avla tavu yasvei. Aisu l'kamayu chamra mivashla. They had yayin mevushal. Mashchei liyadei. Amar le Shmuel. Harei amru yayin mevushal. Ein bo mishum yayin nesach. So he said to him, yayin mevushal does not have a problem of yayin nesach, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to push it away. Says the Gemara. Am seid Rabbi Chia igluya la hahu chamra mivashla. The maid of Rabbi Chia had uncovered some chamra mivashla. Asal l'kamei Rabbi Chia amar la harei amru yayin mevushal ein bo mishum giloi. Don't worry if it was left overnight. You don't have to worry about yayin mevushal. Shami dervada barava igli lechamra meziga. Now there's something besides for yayin mevushal. Let's say it's the yayin that's not mevushal. It's not cooked, but we know that there's regular wine. Back in the day, they used to mix wine. They used to dilute wine. So the question is, do snakes like only non-diluted wine? They have a very fancy taste buds. Or will they drink diluted wine as well? So the Gemara here says that they had chamra meziga. Amr le harei amru yayin mazug eid bo mishum giloi. So yayin mazug, we're saying, also doesn't have giloi. Amr av papa lo amran ela de mazik tuva. Avamazig velo mazig shasi. If it's partially diluted, they'll still drink it. So it comes out, there are three different categories of snake wine. There's regular non-diluted wine, which snakes will definitely drink. Then there's diluted snake wine, or diluted wine, which snakes will drink. Then there's fully diluted. If it's partially diluted, they'll still drink it. If it's fully diluted, then you don't have to worry about it, and snakes will not drink it. Umazig v'lamazig bishasi, do snakes really drink partially diluted wine? V'harabba bar Rav Huna hava ka'azil ba'arva v'avenakid chamra b'hadai. Rabbi bar Rav Huna was on a boat, and he had wine with him. He saw a snake coming, swimming towards him. So what did he do? He says, what are we going to do? The snake's going to attack us, and the snake is going to take the wine. I wonder if you looked up if snakes actually drink wine. He says, go ahead and blind him. How would you blind him? Not literally blind him. Blind him by going ahead and mixing water into the wine. What does it say? Snakes don't drink wine?
No, they don't drink.
They don't drink anything.
It's a very unique system that they have. It's not like, the problem is that they drink, you're worried about the poison going in, right?
Right.
That's not how science is today looks at the way they drink. They suck. They open their, I'm just reading from, I just did a search because I didn't understand how snakes drink. It says very clearly, should I read to you?
Yeah, please. Do you want me to move the camera?
Snakes have a different system to drink water, which involves the skin folds, which function like tiny tubes in a sponge, drawing water into the snake's mouth through capillary action. The snake muscles action, then squeezes the water down its gut. Snakes seldom actually drink.
Interesting.
I don't
Seldom this time.
Yeah.
But we're not necessarily.
No,
I don't
there's
think-
huge halachas about leaving
I don't
overnight.
think-
Well, we're not necessarily worried about him drinking as much as putting the venom in. They can still put the venom in.
That's not what this
Yeah.
does.
It's a poison.
That's not how they drink.
Yeah, I don't think the issue is whether the snake drank it.
No,
As you're
venom.
saying, they don't drink.
No, we're worried
The
about them
question
putting
is
the
about
venom in.
Putting their venom
Yeah.
in. So I think it was more in terms of the fragrance or the smell of it. The snake would either was attracted to it or was not attracted,
Right.
repelled by it.
Okay, it sounds much better the way I'm describing it. Sounds much better about
If it's
drinking.
raw wine, that smell or fragrance probably attract a snake, and if it wasn't, then the snake would stay away.
Drink from certain years.
Right. Okay, Shakil Kali Maya Shadiba Visar Lachore. So he put a little bit of water into the wine, and the snake went away. So you see that even a little bit of water into wine will get rid of the snake because they only like pure, undiluted wine. So the Gemara says, I understand, you just told me that snakes will drink from even partially diluted. No. Achaya maser nafshe. Ameziga lo maser nafshe. No, they're willing to give up their life to drink undiluted wine. But for partially, that's one of the big three for snakes. But for partially diluted wine, they will not give up their life. And over here, there were other people around. So had the snake come to partially diluted wine, they would have captured him. If it was undiluted wine, he would have come even if people are sitting there. But for partially diluted wine, we do have to be worried at night if it's uncovered. But we don't have to be worried that it's going to come. It's not going to be maser nafshe. V'ameziga lo maser nafshe, will it not come when it's partially diluted? It won't come and give up its life and take a chance. For Rabbi Yana have a be'ach burei. They were sitting there. They were drinking wine that was partially diluted. Pash lehu chamra bikuva v'tzarunhui biparunka. So they had a barrel with some partially diluted wine left over, and they tied like a piece of cloth on top. This seems to not imply what you're saying. In terms of maybe modern science is different, but this seems to clearly imply that the snake was trying to get the water. What did it do? The snake couldn't get in through the cloth, so what did it do? It took water and it threw it bekuva demale bekuva. It threw water into the barrel until the barrel overflowed with a mixture of water and wine. V'salik chamra iluya prunka v'shasi. And it went ahead, and when the barrel overflowed, it was able to drink the partially diluted wine. So you see that he's able to risk his life. He's willing to risk his life, even for a partially diluted wine. You literally had a snake that would take water, put it in its mouth, spit it into the barrel, and keep doing that until it overflowed, and then it drank the partially diluted wine. And there were people around. That's very interesting. Amri, so the Gemara says, no, another thing. Demazig ihu shasi, demazigi achrina lo shasi. No, he's willing to give up his life. If he's going through all of that work to put the water into the barrel, then he's willing to give up his life to drink that. But if it's just stam water that's partially, if it's yayin that's partially diluted, he won't give up his life. Lamaisa, it comes out that there are three different levels at this point. There's fully diluted wine, there's non-diluted wine at all, which a snake will definitely drink, and you don't have to worry, and you definitely have to worry if you leave it overnight, you can't drink it. Partially diluted wine, which we say he might not come during the day when there are other people around. We didn't say during the day yet, but he might not come when there are people around, but he'll definitely come at night when there's nobody around, or just when there's nobody there, so you can't drink partially diluted wine that was left overnight either. The only type of wine you'll be able to drink that was left uncovered overnight would be fully diluted wine, because a snake would never go near that at any point. Stop pushing off all of our things that we say. You're making sakanas. Stop disproving all of the proofs that we're giving. Just leave it and say you're not allowed to drink any uncovered wine, whether it's diluted, whether it's not diluted, whether it's partially diluted, whether it's not partially diluted. No wine at all, even fully diluted wine, are you allowed to drink, because we don't want to take any chances of sakana that a snake might have gone in there. Amar Rava, the halacha is, Yayin mazug yeshbo mishum giloy. Any type of diluted wine, even if it's fully diluted, is going to be a problem. V'yeshbo mishum yayin nesach, and it's going to be a problem of yayin nesach because they'll still pour yayin mazug. So you can't drink any diluted wine, and you can't drink any wine that's left uncovered, according to halacha, and you can't use it for yayin mazug has yayin nesach. The only type of wine, yayin mevushal. If it's mevushal, then ein bo mishum gila. We usually buy mevushal so that we don't have a problem pouring it. But the other reason you buy mevushal is because you can leave it out overnight and you don't have to worry about the snake. So yayin mevushal ein bo mishum giloi. You don't have to worry if you left it out overnight. Ve'ein bo mishum yayin nesach, and you don't have to worry about them using it for for avodah zara practices, and therefore they can pour it.
We hold that today. If it's non-mevushal, you can't. It's left open.
So again, we don't necessarily hold of the whole giloy in general today, but if you're going to hold of water being megala, if you're going to hold that you don't leave water overnight, then you shouldn't leave yayin non-mevushal overnight either. Zak the Gemara, Shamid Rav Chilkiah bar Tuvi, Iglei lehu kista damya v'havanayim gaba. So the servant of Rav Chilkiah bar Tuvi uncovered a cup of maya, of water, and he was sleeping next to it. So now the question becomes, let's say you're sleeping right next to the uncovered thing. I have this where I take a drink in the middle of the night, and then I leave the cup right there. So does sleeping next to the cup protect it or not? When somebody is sleeping, so the snake gets scared and will stay away. That's only during the day. At night he won't be scared of you. It's not true. No, the snake is never scared, and even if you're sleeping right next to the water or to the wine, he will come and drink from the cup. Rav lo havashasi, very interesting. Rav lo shasi mibei arma. He wouldn't drink from an Armenian house. Amar lo zahiri begile, because they're not careful and they leave their wine and water overnight uncovered. Mibei armelasa shasi, from a widow who may not know the halacha, I'll still drink. Why? Amar sircha de gavra nikita, because she still keeps her husband's minhagim. He knew the halacha, and he, when he was alive, he made sure not to have anything uncovered, and therefore we assume, even if she doesn't necessarily understand what she's doing, she's keeping her husband's minhagim. Shmuel lo shasi maya mibei armelasa. Shmuel was the opposite. He didn't drink from a widow's house. Amar lesla imsa de gavra velo mechasi maya. Even if she kept it when her husband was alive, now that he's no longer alive, she doesn't necessarily follow his minhagim. Avami be'arma shasi, but the opposite, he would drink from an Armenian home. Why? Nihidi igule lo kafta, even though they're not makbid on mayim megula or yayin megula, aminakrusa miyakapti. They're very hygienic, and therefore they would never leave wine overnight. Others say Rav l'shasi mayim be'ar masa v'ami be'ar malasa shasi, like we said. But Shmuel, this according to this opinion, we switch Shmuel. Shmuel l'shasi mayim lo mi be'ar ma v'lo mi be'ar malasa. He wouldn't drink from either. He wouldn't drink from a widow because her husband's no longer around, so she leaves it uncovered, and he won't drink from an Armenian because they're not makbid on giloy. But again, it comes out that you cannot drink, or that you shouldn't if you're going to hold by giloy in general, if you're not going to drink based on snakes, which we don't necessarily hold of today. But if you're going to have the chashash of snakes, it'll be any wine across the board, except when it's yayin mevushal. If it's yayin mevushal, you don't have to be worried about snakes. And also in terms of yayin nesach, anything that's not cooked, you have to be worried about. Anything that's cooked, you would not have to be worried about.
Doesn't this bring up a whole other area, a whole other idea of suspicion of widows? Maybe that you want to trust their kashrut and lots of things. Why would they just bring this up?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure that we would go that far, in the sense that maybe we would say that something that's not so well known, or something that's quote-unquote a minhag as opposed to halacha, maybe they're not so makbid on. But if it's something that's a real halacha, so then we would assume that there's no problem and that they would keep all the halachas.
Is this halacha? Or
no, I don't think so. There's no reason that we trust a widow less than anybody else.
No, I meant is yayin nesach and
yayin nesach is a halacha. Yeah, but now I'm saying you can trust a Jewish widow. But yain nesach today is still halach if you have non-mevushal wine. That's why you're not allowed to have a Novei Kochavim goy pour non-mevushal wine. And if you see them holding even a bottle of non-mevushal wine, it's going to be a problem. That's why you always have to make sure to have yain mevushal. If it's open, yeah. You have problem at Sidarim sometimes when you have, that's why they say if you invite a goy to your Seder, you have to be very careful and not have non-mevushal wine with you. But again, could be a discussion with that as well. Amr Yeshua ben Levi. Besides for yain mevushal, there's another 3 types of wine they don't have to worry about because snakes don't like. Snakes have very specific taste. Ve'eluhain, chad, sharp, mar, bitter, matok, too sweet. Chad is tila charifa. It's very, very sharp. Dimatzre ziki, that literally goes ahead and it bursts the container that holds it. Similar to like alcohol, right? We drink alcohol and we have no idea what it's doing to our stomach, but so this is a very sharp wine that bursts the container that holds it. Mar, bitter, is yarnaka. It's a type of very bitter wine. And finally, matok is chulya. Similarly, again, matok is something that's very, very, very sweet. So they don't like it if it's too sweet. Rav Chama masni liyuya. Rav Chama said, no, these are not 3 wines that are very bad and therefore snakes don't like them. These are actually very fancy wines. He doesn't necessarily argue. He might say that these 3 things are not necessarily wines, but these 3 things snakes might still not like. But he says that these are actually l'shvach, not that they're bad. Chad is chamar or papelin. The first one, which we say is sharp, is not really sharp. It's wine and pepper, which is delicious. Mar is a type of wine that's afsintin, which seems to be like a green liquor, which is very, very good. And matok is meibarg. Again, it's a very, very special, sweet type of wine. It sounds like, according to him, he would agree that ein bahem mishum giloy, seemingly, that snakes don't like these, but they're not 3 bad wines, they're 3 delicious wines. Amar Reish Lakish, karina ein bo mishum giloy. There's another thing besides for these 3 wines, and for yain mevushal, that you don't have to worry about snakes. My karina amar vao chamra chalya da'asi me asya. It's a special type of very, very sweet wine that came from Asya. Amrava mekoma yeshua mishum giloy. You don't have to worry about snakes anywhere else if you have the Asi wine, but in Asi you have to worry about the wine. Listen to this. My taima chamar medinahu, because that's what everybody drinks. And therefore what? The snakes got used to it. Originally they didn't have the wine, they didn't have a good taste for that wine, but once everybody started drinking it, they said, we have no choice either, we're going to go to Kiddush Club too, and they started to drink the wine, and before you knew it, they said this is an acquired taste. And we can relate to this, right? I always say alcohol, I don't drink alcohol. Alcohol is an acquired taste, wine's an acquired taste. So I don't get the reason why anybody wants to acquire it, but it's an acquired taste. And like I said, at the end of the day, not only do humans acquire the taste, snakes acquire the taste as well. It's not so crazy when we think about it. A snake was a human being in the beginning, right? 4 legs and everything. Says the Gemara, Amarava, Hai chamra da'akrim. You have chamra that began to ferment, began to become vinegar. So where does this become? Start to sour. Atlasa yomi yeshva mishum giloy mishum yain nesach. When you have wine, so for 3 days, when it's wine, while it's fermenting, while it's turning sour, that wine is wine. It's going to be a problem that they're going to pour it to avodah zara, and you have to worry because the snakes will still drink it. Mikan ve'elach, after 3 days where it's fermenting, where it's becoming vinegar, ein bo mishum giloy ve'ein bo mishum yain nesach. The ovdei kochavim will no longer pour it to avodah zara, and the snakes will no longer drink it. Unahardai amai, and Nahardai says, "Afil lebasar tlasi yom echashina mishum gilai." No, snakes when they're thirsty, and they'll drink this wine even after 3 days when it's really fermenting and becoming vinegar. My time a zimnin mikreshasi, because sometimes when they're very thirsty, they'll drink this wine. Taner Rabban, and similarly, yayin toses, yayin that is fermenting. Ein bo mishum gilai, v'kama tisi saso gimel yamim. Fine. Hashchalim, we were just talking about this before. Shchalim, a type of herb. Cress. Ein ben mishum gilo. If you have, I guess, cress with water, you don't have to worry about them drinking it. They don't like cress. Uvnei gola nagu behanisser. And bnei gola were knowing, seemingly by the shchalim, they were knowing that it's going to be aser, the cress. V'lo amar nela deles behu chala. That's only if there's no vinegar. Aval is behu chala, migre behu. If there's vinegar with this cress water, then for sure it's going to antagonize the snakes and they're not going to drink it. Kutach habavli. Kutach habavli is not so enticing, the way the Rashi explains it. It's moldy bread and whey together, and people used to eat it. Ein bo mishum giloy v'nei agola nagu bo iser. The bnei agola said it's aser, but in general, ein bo mishum giloy, because nechashim will not eat it. Amar Rav Menashi ispe nekure chashina. But if we see that they're actual snake, I guess, imprints, from eating it, so then you should not eat it. Amar B'chia Barashi Amar Shmuel, May tif tif ein bo mishum gilu. Amar Rashi v'uda'avid tif lahade tif tif. Very interesting. You have a barrel of wine, and it's dripping wine. So if you have the barrel that's sealed, nothing to worry about. But if it's dripping wine, let's imagine like you have a leak in your roof, it's dripping wine into a container, into an aluminum container. But it's wine, so you want to use it. So if it continually drips, you don't have to be worried that a snake went into it, because as it was dripping, each drip scared off the snake. But if it stopped dripping at any point, then you have to assume that it's considered to be yayin megula, that it was uncovered and that a snake came to drink from it, and you can no longer drink it. Says the Gemara, Amar Chiyah Barashi Amar Shmuel, Pi te'ena ein bo mishum giloi. When you take off a fig, we know that there's a little hole from where it was connected to the tree. So there you don't have to be worried that a snake went and put its venom into there. Kaman, ki haitana, Titania. Rabbi Zev Spitz, we're assuming that a snake, maybe we'd be worried that a snake put its venom in after it was detached from the tree. Rabbi Zev Spitz, Ochel adam anavim u'te'enim ba'layla ve'eno choshesh mishum shneimar shomer petayim Hashem. Hashem guards the simple, which means that you're allowed to do normal things. You can drive, you can cross the street, you can take airplanes, even though one can argue that they're very dangerous. So you can eat grapes and eat te'enim figs at night. You don't have to be worried that there's snake venom inside of them, even though there is always a possibility, as small as it may be. Amar Rav Safra Mishum Rav Yeshua Deruma. This is very interesting. You can look this up also, Rabbi. Let me know. Shlosha Mine Eresein. There are 3 different types of venom. Shel Bacher Shokea. The young snakes have very strong venom. Shel Benoni Mifafea, which sinks to the bottom. The middle-aged ones have weaker venom, which floats in the middle. V'shel Zakein Saf. And the older ones have very weak venom, which floats on top. Does this mean that as a snake grows older, it becomes weaker? There are 3 animals. There are 3 animals that become stronger as they get older. Eluhain, dog, fish, nachash, snake, v'chazir, pig. Says Gemara, Koach usufehu dekamosiv. Zihere kalish. They become stronger, but their venom becomes weaker. Shel bacher shokei l'mayachsa. What's the nafkamina? What's the halacha l'mayse? Who cares what kind of venom they have? Very fascinating. Titania, chavish and his gal, if you have an uncovered barrel, af bisha shasu mimenu tisha v'lo mesu lo yishta mimenu asiri. If you have 10 guys in the Kiddush club and 9 guys drink out of the bottle, and you have 1 guy left, and they say, oh, please have a drink, you shouldn't drink it. Why? Because we're worried that nobody got harmed, because who drank from that first? The snake, which was a young snake, its venom went straight to the bottom. These 9 guys are happy to share with you. All of a sudden, you come along and you drink it and you drop dead. Says the Gemara, Amar B'yirmiyah zehu shokea. Says the Gemara, V'chein avatiach shenizgala. If you have a melon that was left overnight, so ava pisha achlu menu 10 tes b'nei adam. You have 9 guys and said, oh, we saved you a piece of melon. V'lo meisu lo yochal mimen asiri. Don't eat that last piece of melon. Why? Ma'isa achlu mimen tisha v'lo meisu v'achal asiri v'meis. Here, where they cut it this way, I guess, where you had the bottom piece, and they said, oh, please join us for some melon. Don't take the bottom piece of melon. I had heard when I was growing up that they put alcohol into melon. I never heard that they put venom into melon. So they said, don't eat the bottom piece of melon, because even though 9 guys lived to tell about it, you may not do so. Says the Gemara, Amarav zehu shokea. So what it comes out lemaiseh is that really, if you go to the Kiddush club, so you want to make sure that you're not the first guy to drink from the bottle, you're not the middle guy to drink from the bottle, and you're not the last guy to drink from the bottle. So you have a bottle for 10 people, don't be the top guy, because if you're the top guy, then there might be a very old snake that drank and left its venom on top. Once the first guy drinks, whatever happens to him, who cares? Even if he drops dead, you can have a drink until you get to the middle. So number 2, 3, and 4 could drink. If you're the 5th guy into the Kiddush club, you probably shouldn't drink, because there might have been a Benoni snake that had its venom in the middle. And then even if that guy drops dead, you could still drink if you're really desperate, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then number 10 should not drink, because at the end of the day, he may have had a strong snake which left its venom in the bottom. So if you're 1, 5, or 10, don't drink. If you're 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you could drink, but Lamaisi, you shouldn't be going to the Kiddush club anyway. So if you do drink, you deserve to have the venom. Yeah.
It's called Russian roulette.
If you go to the Kiddush club, then the venom will get you. Tana Rabbanan.
If the Rav doesn't,
Bring your own bottle. Yeah.
doesn't get you, the venom.
If the Rav doesn't get you, the venom will get you. Yes. Tana Rabbanan. Mayim shenis galu harei ze lo yishbechem. It's all his fault. I'm just not going to point the camera to whose his fault is. Harei ze lo yishbechem b'reshus harabim. Mayim that is left uncovered is you should not put it into reshus harabim. Very interestingly, why not? Because if it's left uncovered, what's there a chance? There's a chance that there's a snake in there. The snake put its venom in there. If you throw it into Rosh Hashanah, people didn't necessarily have shoes. They walked around barefoot. What would happen? It would get onto their feet. It would go into their skin, and then they would die. We're going to see in just a second that the venom doesn't just go into your skin. If you touch venom, you don't die. But if venom goes onto your skin and stays there, which especially, as we'll see, means if you have like cracks and not cracks, if you have crevices, not just a cut. It could be a cut, but we were talking about more if you have like crevices, then they're saying maybe it'll go. If you have a cut, that might be one thing. Rashi doesn't seem to imply that, but that might be one worry. If you have a cut, it'll go in. Or if it actually sits like in the folds, so then over time it'll actually go in. So you shouldn't put it into Rosh Hashanah because somebody's walking barefoot, it'll go into their skin possibly over time, and then they'll die. You also shouldn't put it onto your bais. Again, they didn't have floors, they had dust. So they would want to use water to sort of keep it flat and that the dust wouldn't rise. You shouldn't do that in your house either because you might walk around. Again, you shouldn't go ahead and use it to knead the tit, to knead the different dough, or to really knead the what?
Clay.
The clay with, because it might go into your fingers, it might stay there, and it'll go into your body. Your behema, not your behemoth's chavero shouldn't drink. Even if you're not going to take it and drink it, of course you can't drink it, but you shouldn't even use it to wash your face, arms, and legs. If it's a place on your body which has an indentation, again, similar to what we were saying about like in between your toes or other parts in your body, then it would be a problem. If there's no place for it to hide and to get into and stay there, it wouldn't be a problem. What's the nafkamina? Gav hayad v'gav haregel v'romnei da'ape. The cheekbones and the top of the hand and the top of the regel, because we said you shouldn't wash panav yad v'raglav. Tanakama says it doesn't matter. You shouldn't use it to wash your face at all. Maybe because of what you're saying, cuts, etc. According to the Acherim, you can use it as long as it's not a place. Those places don't have any folds on them. Therefore, you can use it for the gav hayad, gav haregel, or for your cheekbone. Since there are no grooves for anywhere for the water to get stuck in, you can use it to wash those parts of your body. Says the Gemara, Amar Mar, lo yishke mehen lo behemto v'lo behemas chavero. You shouldn't have your behema or your friend's behema. Again, obviously without asking rishus. You shouldn't feed your friend's behema this mayim that was left overnight because there might be venom in it. You can feed it to your own behema. Kitanya hi l'shunra. It's for a shunra. That's a chad gadya, right. Why is it for a shunra? Because a cat eats snakes. If a cat eats snakes, clearly the venom doesn't harm them. Therefore, you can feed it to your own cat and to your friend's cat. We're assuming at this point you can only feed it to your cat. Why can't you feed it to your friend's cat? Because it's going to make your friend's cat very weak. It's also going to make your cat weak. It might not kill him, but it'll make him weak. It'll get better. It'll get bari. It'll get safer afterwards. It'll get back to full strength. His friends will also get back to full strength. Why can you feed your friend? Listen to this. Because when I go ahead and I feed my own cat, so I know it's going to get weak, but I know I'm not selling it anytime soon. So I'll give it. I'm desperate. I'd rather it get weak than die. I don't have any other water. I'll give it to my cat. It'll get weak for a few days, and then it'll get back to normal. If I feed it to my friend's cat, I have no idea what his plans are. Maybe he's planning on bringing it to the market tomorrow. He had enough of this cat. It's driving him crazy. He's going to bring it to the market tomorrow, and he's going to sell it in the marketplace. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to feed it the water today without asking him permission. He's going to want to go ahead tomorrow and sell it, and this poor nebuch cat he's going to bring to the marketplace. He's going to look weak, and he's going to look terrible. He's going to get half the price that he would get otherwise. Therefore, even though it becomes bari again, lemaisa, you shouldn't feed your friend's cat because you never know when he might want to sell it. Don't forget those immortal words. Never feed your friend's cat because you don't know when he might want to sell it. Okay, have a wonderful day.